All right, we should be back. That was actually one of the longest dropouts we've ever had. And it's windy on top of it, but that's part of the beauty of live streaming. All right. You guys for sticking with us. This is the payoff for your effort of sticking with. Isn't that beautiful? You missed a mongoose down there also. All along here on this left-hand side of the road, there's all kinds of wildlife, mongoose, ferrets, whichever you want to call them, and chickens are on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side are cats. And if you look closely on the left-hand side over there, we'll look in just a minute, I'll show you, but isn't this a beautiful shot? Diamond Head Lookout. There's surfers out there braving this chop, but in about, well, it should be right now. There's going to be some kite surfers out there, wind surfers, like you wouldn't believe. Maybe we'll see a mongoose. If we see one, I'll point them out here. They'll be right here along this, in this grass right in here. Yeah, I know, you know, some people complain about the wind and the sun, and I mean, we're in paradise, for God's sakes. It's unpredictable. That's part of the beauty of it, in my opinion. You know, we're on an island, for God's sakes. I was hoping it was going to be a little bit clearer today. Maybe we can see a little bit. You probably won't be able to see because of the flare or the glare, but let me point out something that's actually pretty cool. When you come here and you come to this this location, you'll be able to check it out from here. Let me show you something. It's actually kind of cool. Okay. You're not going to be able to see it. Well, maybe you can. I don't know. I can barely see it because of glare. But if you stand right here on this peak, on this walkway, this bridgeway right here, right? And you look straight out over here, right there, you'll see Lanai. Right next to it, you can see, so there's Lanai right there, Molokai right there, and then you could see just the peaks of Maui right there. So the peak of Maui is like this over there. Molokai is right there. Lanai is right there. And when the sun's higher up and the mist is burned off, you can see it a lot more clearly. And today, because of the wind, it's either going to be worse visibility or better visibility. I know it's obviously there's only going to be two options, but the wind usually will blow the mist away over here, so you can actually see them a lot better. And when we get down the road there a little bit more in Kahala, maybe we'll be able to see it a little bit better. You see this chase boat out here chasing the people in the canoe out there? There's people in a canoe practicing, and it just, that is brutal. I've done that one time out. I've done it a number of times on the canal, but right out there in water, not this rough by any stretch, but a little rough water, it's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. But we'll just look at this view for just a couple of minutes. And that's really about where kind of Kahala kind of starts off over there. Right here, if you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, you see right there my fingertip is, that's Cocoa Head. Right across from there, that ridge right there, that kind of mound, not this first one where the houses are, but right behind it is the ridge for Hanauma Bay. So Hanauma Bay is right on the other side. We're going to do that hike for you guys one day. I love doing that hike. It's not difficult. It's just a steady incline. And you can go all the way out on the very end of Hanauma Bay and look back onto Hanauma Bay. It's just beautiful. We're going to do that hike. I'm not sure what the reception is going to be there. connectivity, but we're going to give it a shot. We're going to do the hike anyway, and just hopefully we can stay connected with you guys. And this beach, this is the beach I was telling you about before, all along there. When the tide is down, you can walk almost all the way down. I think there's a reef in this area, like right over in here, that makes it a little bit problematic, but I think you can walk almost all the way down there. And if you go off, but right over here, there's a walkway. You could concrete walkway, or there's another walkway that's it's just trail. It's dirt trail, kind of like this dirt trail right here. It's a little bit tricky to get down, but it's worth it. Okay. All right. Just wanted you guys to take a look at it. Are you okay? You're okay. You're okay. Thanks, man. Here's a kind of a cool photo op. This picture's taken here quite a bit. Let me show you right here. Depending on the time of day, it's just beautiful right here. You see this little walkway? I'm going to kind of position it for you so you can see it. You can get a screen capture for your screensaver if you like. See a little walkway right there? Isn't that beautiful? I'll let you take a look at that, take it in a little bit. Nice, huh? Okay. All right. Well, this is the ugly, boring part of the hike that we're going on for about a mile here. It's just road and houses, really. We'll be able to look through this way and see some houses down by the beach. They're pretty nice, but I'm not going to lie to you. Just going to be road here for a little bit. Hello, Gerard. How are you? Yeah, sorry if the wind is bad. It just comes whipping off the ocean right up this road here, so sorry about it. Nothing I can do, really. Nicole, you saw the ocean for the first time and it was in Hawaii, huh? Well, you picked a beautiful place for it to happen. So just to give you guys kind of a plan or a schedule, just so to speak, when we get up to here, this crossway up here, we're going to be on Kahala Road, and you'll see that the roadway kind of changes and the landscape changes for the houses. I mean, the houses here, don't get me wrong, they're beautiful here. But when you get into the Kahala roadway, it's just beautiful, pristine. You know, no graffiti, no trash on the streets. It's just beautiful. They keep it up really nicely, and the houses are very expensive. I mentioned the other day that I could possibly get access to a friend of mine's house up here, and he does not respond. So he's probably not at his house. He's probably in California. He's a neighbor of mine, and actually in California as well. But we'll be able to go by his house anyway and take a look. We'll go by it. We're not going to be able to go in it unless he's there and he wasn't returning the calls or didn't get my calls. I mean, he's not blanking me for sure, but we'll see. But anyway, there's a lot of really nice houses, and you'll be able to see some big lots where people, you know, tore down houses. And I just love this hike. I really do. And it's about from It's not a hard hike at all, really. It's from Waikiki proper, like International Marketplace, to Kahala. It's like 4.8 miles. So it's about 10 miles round trip. Not bad at all. And just to give you an example, see those roosters right there? They're out of their element. They're on the wrong side of the hood, man. All in there, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cats that you don't see. You see their, you don't see them, but there's faces looking at us right now. And it's just kind of a known territory that the cats are on this side and the chickens are on this side. It's like the East Coast, West Coast Bloods and Crips. They block their territories, man. The cats are the Bloods and the chickens are the Crips. And there's people, there's ladies who actually come out there like once a week and give a bunch of food to those cats. You know, there's water. They've set up water outlets up there. But they put water out in pail or in cups, little shallow buckets, and they put cat food out there for them so they don't starve. Plus, there's a lot of chickens, and they eat those chickens like no one's business. Cycle of life, man. Bloods and Crips. Check out the little red-headed cardinal. Yeah, I may just do that. May just kick in his door, jump the fence. I can actually walk through the fence. But we're going to do a tour of there anyway. We may not be able to get it done today. We're going to go do a tour of it just because it's a beautiful house. It's right on the beach. It's kind of like this one right here. Yeah, there'll be someone there at the house for sure. I mean, he's got security there all the time. So it's just if they're going to be at the front door, and I don't want to have a debate with them, you know, on live stream, really. And plus, we're going to go there on another time when it's scheduled. So when we do the Diamond Head, we call it the Diamond Head base hike. We do it, you know, some weeks 3 times, but usually 3 to 5 times a week. We'll go around where we just came from. We'll come from Waikiki International Marketplace. International Marketplace, come up here through Diamond Head, all along this road here, and then we'll take this left right up here. And we've actually done a live stream. Maybe a couple of you are on that live stream before, but we'll go around this base here and go around the back side of Diamond Head down to Kapahulu, back down into Waikiki. Gerard, it doesn't suck. Everybody should do it. Maybe not in Hawaii, but you should do it somewhere. There's a lot of places around the world you can do it. Yeah, I don't think there's a key under the mat. We'll check. Actually, we won't check that there's a key under the mat because we'll do another hike down here where we can actually go into his house. We'll do a drone too. We'll maybe do some drone footage around his house. It's a beautiful house. It's like 21,000 feet or something like that. 14 bedrooms. I'm sorry, 14 bathrooms. 12 bedrooms, 14 bathrooms. It's 20-some thousand square feet. It's massive. It's a massive house. So this road right here is where normally, if we're doing the Diamond Head base hike, we go around that way up there. And if you come here on a Saturday and you want to do this hike, come up. There's two ways to go. Let me just stand over here for a second. So, okay, there's a couple things you can do. The KCC Farmers Market is right around this corner here. If you could go right through these houses, you just go around this corner here, and that's the KCC Farmers Market. To get there, you can either take the bus, or you can walk from International Marketplace all the way around the base of Diamond Head and go this way, or go the other way, like Kapahulu around and go up, or just take the bus if you want to. And it's a good hike. Just go in the morning. Just leave about 7 o'clock in the morning. Grab you a coffee. There's not a lot of concessions this way. Matter of fact, there aren't any this way. But going around the other way, up Kapahulu and up around this direction, there's a number of coffee shops and what have you. So you can get, grab something to drink or eat along the way, and then go to the farmers market. And then when you're done, walk right across the street and go hike up Diamond Head. It's a great morning. Where? Alan, where is the hotel? Those are all houses right there. This way, and going around that way. Another really nice park. Now this is Kahala right here. This is Kahala Road, and you'll start seeing. See how the streets are widening out a little bit. How's the audio? Is the audio too windy for you guys? Not a lot I can do about it. I can try and duck behind. Well, there's really not much I can do, to be honest. I just like to know if it's too bad for you. Oh, it is fantastic. Good. So Kahala area is like it's like the Bel Air of Oahu, or the Beverly Hills, they say, of Oahu. It's just beautiful big houses. That's really all they mean. Kahala Mall is like right over this way. And it is a proper mall, but it's more like an exterior facing mall. It's not like an enclosed mall. But there's a bunch of, franchise eateries around there, but there's also some local style restaurants. But it's a down from Kahala. Oh yeah, his house. Yeah, his the house in La Jolla is the one they had on Road Rules. If you ever saw that show Road Rules years ago, was that's his house there in La Jolla as well. It's nice. Also on the beach, on the water. Now along through here, we'll go down a couple of them, but there's beach access roads, or beach access walkways that will go down. There's two in particular we'll go down, but one for sure. It's just beautiful. It just and you've actually seen it on our website. I'm sorry, on our Facebook page and on our group page in videos a couple of times, so you'll recognize it. Now is not the most beautiful time of day to see it, but you'll get the idea. You'll be able to come down. You'll be able to see where it is, so you can come down and take a picture of yourself on your next trip. And this is a street where it kind of picks up a little bit, you know, a little bit. The lots get a little bigger, the homes get a little nicer. There used to be, and believe it or not, there was an honor a fruit stand right up here, kind of an honor fruit stand, and the money went to, this is a long time ago, the money went to some charity of some sort, but there was a little lockbox, and they had fresh mangoes from a mango tree, and they said, if you eat a mango, pay for it, pay what you want. And I always wondered how much money was in that box, because you normally see those types of things on the North Shore, not over here in Kahala, but I'm assuming people were pretty charitable. Are you guys interested in hearing any of the, maybe some history about Kahala, or any of the stories about some of the houses out here, some of the celebrities that live over here? Or you just want to take in the visuals? So some of the, this is the house where it used to be. I believe this is it right here. They used to have that right there. So some of the celebrities who live or have had houses around here are, or whatever you want to call them, not celebrities, just let me just say known people. Let's just say that. People you would know. Gosh, what's his name? He's the weather guy on Good Morning America. He lives right up here. Doris Duke, the super wealthy heiress, she used to have a house right up here. The gentleman who's a billionaire from eBay, I can't pronounce his name, but he has a house right up here. Gosh, I cannot think of his name. I just saw him just here the other day too. He was walking exactly where or in the lane I'm walking on right now. He's had some health issues, and I cannot think of his name. Huh. Maybe one of you guys know. He's the African-American gentleman. Was really heavy for a long time, and he lost a bunch of weight. Anyway, a couple of NFL players live over here. Adam Sandler used to rent a place right up here around this area, up here around this corner. But probably most famous was that Japanese guy, probably in the like 2005, 2008, 9-10 area, Junichiro Kawamoto. Junichiro Kawamoto. He was a Japanese land developer in Tokyo, owned a bunch of office buildings in Tokyo. And he bought 30 houses here in Kahala. And he famously rented them out, or actually he wanted to rent all of them out to locals at a very, very cheap rate. And he famously rented, I believe, don't hold me to this, but I think he rented 5 or 6 of them successfully to several local families, and they were on the news. And it was done as a charitable activity, I believe, but it was frowned upon by the locals here in Kahala, so they kind of stopped that. But what he did was he bought all these, Kawamoto bought all these 30 properties and just let them set. He did nothing with them. He didn't improve them, didn't maintain them, so they started getting dilapidated, and they just fell in disrepair. So Alexander Baldwin, which is a real estate, you know, in some ways a real estate company, they're among other things as well. They Alexander Baldwin bought all their properties, and it took them a while to get them sold because they were in such disrepair. And Al Roker, that's who it is. Al Roker. Thank you. That was going to drive me crazy. So anyway, he owned 30 houses, and there's several of his houses right up here. That's one of the beach access roads right there. If do you guys want to go down there? Let's do it. We're here, might as well. It's the first one. This is not the one I was telling you about, but this is actually a pretty one. Al Roker, for sure, that's him. Cannot believe I didn't think of that. But anyway, Kawamoto had 30 of these properties. He didn't do anything with them, let them get in disrepair. And it wasn't like he was keeping them to sell at a later date for their increased value, because he didn't do anything with them. I mean, they had no water for years. No water, no power, no access, nothing. They didn't keep up the paint or repairs or anything. So it's just kind of a mystery. But those houses are all now in other people's hands. Yeah, this is probably the least picturesque of the properties here. I mean, of the walkways, beach walkways. Here's a little bit of squid. Looks like someone put up there, maybe a bird didn't finish eating it. But still beautiful nonetheless. You know, have a property here, I guess. Yeah, this is not one of the not one of the nicer properties, or not one of the nicer walkways. Yeah, just so you guys know, if you haven't been on here on the streams before, or just a reminder for those who have, you're about 12 seconds behind me. So when I ask a question, it takes about 12 seconds for you to answer and for me to see it. So if you're asking questions or you make a statement, I'm not ignoring you. I think that's a beautiful house here. Now, coming up here on the right-hand side, you're going to see several lots, you know, LOTS lots for houses. And I can tell you what these were costing about a year ago, because we actually got estimates on these. This one right here actually goes from this property line right here, you can see it right along there, to down here a little ways. I'll show you. And the ocean is beautiful. We've walked that beach right there in front of this property. It's very low slung, but it's rocky. I mean, it's not like a beautiful sandy beach, but I mean, it's a beautiful beach. Goes right down to here to this fence right here. And what would you guess this lot cost? What would you guess from that fence line to this fence right here? Just take a guess. And remember, it's not developed. It would need to be bladed and, you know, sewage. There's power to it. There's or actually sewage is there, but it'd have to be ran across the property. But you'd have to put a lot of work into it. But just for the lot itself, let's hear your guesses. Steven, you're the closest. It's $21 million. And they actually had it started developing. I mean, see this right here, this fence? That wasn't just built and left. I mean, it wasn't just the opposite of that. It was built and left. So, but it's a huge lot for that kind of money. This house right here is actually a very interesting house. I've actually been inside this house right here. It has like a, I was going to say a planetarium, but it's not. It's an atrium, an open air atrium. You see up there, kind of towards the top. It's just beautiful. Just see, and this is another one. I don't know what this lot size is, and I don't know what the price is, but I'm going to guess it's probably 6 or 7 million. And it just so you know, the lots here. I mean, I'm not a real estate expert, so by no means take what I'm saying as fact. But it's not like that. For example, is like 2 acres. Let's say if this is 1 acre, it's not exactly half the price. When you get over a particular lot size and you go up, it's not an equal amount. Like if it's double the size, it's not double the money. It's usually, you know, a double and a half the amount value, just because that size is just so rare. But see how beautiful they take care. I mean, how well they take care of their beautiful grounds here. And it's this way all the way to Kahala, and Kahala is about another 1.5 miles that way. Some of the beautiful homes in there. And some of the lots here, just so you know, they're staggered lots. So it's kind of half and half. Some of the lots are complete lots from this street all the way to the ocean. This is actually a cool house. See this? You can see all the way through to the, see that? All the way through to the ocean. They have a negative edge pool on the back side there. Here's another lot. So what I mean by staggered lots is they'll have a house like this and then a house like this. They're in the same lot. So there's a driveway that'll go like this. So there's one lot like about this size right here. And there'll be a house right here and a house over there. So they're staggered. And it looks like this house is really close to the road and it has all open, but it's not. It's just houses here close to the road, and then there's another house over there closer to the ocean. I don't know why I took time to tell you that, because it's kind of waste of information, but I just thought I would share that with you. There's a house up here. I'm not sure if it's still on the market or not, but it is massive, and it has it's been on the market for quite a while, and it's just blank. I mean, let's check out this. See this house in here? I don't want to just invade their privacy, but just so you see all this. This is all open lot right there. It's a huge lot, and the house is stuck over there to the right. So there's some of these houses that have a really big lot that aren't staggered, just so you know. Some of these idiots do graffiti on the wall here. That just chaps me. So does this look familiar to any of you guys? The surf isn't up as high as it normally is when we shoot this. But when the water comes pushing in through this opening area here, it's just beautiful. Nah, it's not sketchy here at all. Here, I'll show you what it looks like down there. Sometimes I forget to walk down there because I've seen it. See? Isn't that beautiful? The water quality for snorkeling is fantastic. It's just a little, it's pretty shallow like right in here, but it planes off or plateaus off for a long way. You see that flag out there? You can kind of tell how, you know, it's not super deep, but the current will kind of move you along. But that just gives you an idea. I mean, you can see how clear it is. See that? Yeah, at all. Not compared to some other places that will take you some other time, but there's a house along here that has a an actual atrium or aviary, not atrium. I'm sorry, it's an aviary, and it's about 2 stories tall, and it has toucan birds, has parrots and macaws and things like that. But you don't see many places that have toucans in their house. You know, the Fruit Loop bird. I always thought that was kind of an interesting thing. He also has a couple of tiny monkeys, and I don't want to tell you where that house is because that's illegal to have that kind of a monkey here in Hawaii. As a matter of fact, forget what I just said. Erase, erase, erase. So I'm a little bit kind of hesitant to say, you know, to really talk this place up, but everybody knows where Kahala is. You can get in a car, you can do this walk like we're doing. You know, I don't think we're doing a lot to promote tons of traffic to this area. So some of the people who have been sending messages about we're doing the wrong thing by telling people about it, they can get stretched. For all I care. If you guys want to come here, you're going to come here by yourself anyway. So yeah, the people that do the graffiti, they're just lost. They're lost in life. They don't have a purpose or a strong enough purpose. That's why they do that stuff. They had a beautiful house. They put a nice big courtyard, big tennis court in lieu of another house. So I think it's well done. Good morning, sir. I think it's well done. This is one of the houses I was telling you about. See how dilapidated it is? Dilapidated it is. I know it's a bit intrusive to put my phone over the top there. I do know that. So chill out. But you just see how big that area is, and it's just not well taken care of. I know there are trash cans out here by the street, but there's no one who lives there, trust me. That's the only reason I was kind of showing you that particular house. Yeah, I think it's a beautiful walk. I mean, frankly, this is one of the very few times that I've done this that I haven't ran into somebody, not that I knew, but somebody who, you know, wanted to talk or just find out what we were doing. And they're just very nice. They're not being inquisitive, like, you know, what's this riffraff doing in our neighborhood? But they're just, you know, hey, how's it going? You know, nothing quizzing in a negative way, but just genuinely nice. I mean, they're just, and these people are not necessarily native Hawaiians. Most of these are mainlanders, and quite frankly, most of these houses are second or third houses for them. But they're just nice. You know, people here just seem to be polite, more polite than other places that I've lived, like, you know, La Jolla. They're not very nice in La Jolla. Yeah, when we get around this corner up here, you'll be able to see Cocoa Head, and we'll be able to see a little bit more of Hanauma Bay's ridge, I believe, right around this corner up here. There's also an area right up here. It's really popular with, you know, Kamaaina or long-term residents and some native people. It's a canal way right up here. It's just, you know, beautiful. And it's neat to see. It's like, I don't think the right term is communal. There's another walkway in there. If you want to go down there, we can. We'll go there on our way back. In this particular walkway here, there's a beach access this way, longer beach access, and there's a big concrete landing area, kind of a landing area over there with you know, railing and what have you, and people sit out there and they'll fish or sunbathe on, or they'll sunbathe on the beach, right straight through there. And we've actually gone up on that. Those stairs. Actually, let me rephrase that. I know people who have gone up on those wooden stairs and have gotten shots over there. This is actually trespassing, so I would not recommend doing it. But you can go back. You could go on that walkway on the right-hand side I was showing you. Yeah, everything grows here, you know. I can't recall the name of this grass. I knew it. I've been trying to think of it as long as I've been walking on it here. But it grows thick, and man, it is hardy. It's almost impossible to kill it. Here's another lot I just happen to know. This one is 4.9. I think it's 4.9. Last year, that was last year's price. So it may be higher or lower, but last year was 4.5 million, let's call it. Are we near Kamoy Place? I don't know. I don't know where that is. Is that a street or a roadway or a house? I'm not familiar with it. I apologize. Some of these lots that are grown over like that, obviously they're not kept up, and they're not, you know, actively being marketed. I mean, I'm sure they're available, but they're not being actively marketed, which it just blows me away that people have a multi-million-dollar lot and not developing it or not doing something more with it than just letting it sit. It's kind of like what that Kawamoto dude was doing. See that lot? I know I'm focusing more on real estate than what most of you guys probably care about, but to me, it's just something in this area that it brings it out. You just see these beautiful lots on these beautiful stretches of pristine beach, and it just makes you wonder. So this property up here offered by Choi, that's the house I was telling you about that's been for sale for quite a while. Huh. Yeah, no, not there. Yeah, this house right here. Here's another walkway through here. This is actually a pretty nice one too. Right down through there. We won't go down there this time. Yeah, check this out. It's the largest beachfront. You can just kind of see through there. Up there, you can see just a massive, massive house. The other side of it. I mean, it's for sale. I don't think it's being too intrusive just to show you what it looks like. Look what some of these idiots did here. Tag that house. I think they ought to be hung for doing that. There's another one right there. They kind of block it off. I mean, you can actually go all the way down. They're supposed to have access. There's like a little fence, but there's a little walkway to the side. You can go down there, but it's just more of what we've already looked at, and I want to get to where we're going, so I don't want to take the time to go down there. You've seen them already, and it gives you something for you to do on your way, on your next trip here. You can go discover those yourself. Another one right here. This is actually a nice one too. Has a very nice beach outlet down there. And for as much beach access, as much beautiful coastline, I mean, it's not, none of these beaches here are just big sandy beaches like Waikiki or anything like that. But you can see how little traffic there is. And it's just because there's better options, closer to Waikiki. Yeah, we passed my friend's house already. Now that I was thinking about it, I don't want to put him on blast and have one of you yahoos looking up his address and harassing him. Almost there. 3/4 of a mile or less. I was off on my last estimate, obviously, but we're close. So when we get to Kahala, we'll go down by their beach, go through their pool area. We'll go check out their dolphin experience. We'll be able to see, some dolphins swimming around in their horrible, horrible, horrible exhibit and environment. I hate it. I think it's terrible that they have those dolphin in there, but it's a fact of life so far. I mean, at this point, so showing it to you isn't going to make it any less true that it happens. So Here's one of the waterways. You can kind of see the beach out there now. That's the kind of beach that you'll see on the other side of these houses here. And as you can imagine, the price value of this house here compared to that house there is pretty significant, just the sheer distance of this street, but it's obviously proximity to the beach is what makes up the difference, obviously. How's the audio? Is it still fine? The wind is not too bothersome? Have any of you stayed at Kahala? Any of you stayed at the resort here? You're right. Location, location, location. Faux show. You know, they put Halakalani and Kahala in the same kind of classification for luxury properties. Obviously, you guys know Halakalani is in Waikiki proper, right there at the end of Lures by beach by the outrigger. But they put Halakalani and Kahala in the same classification, but they're obviously different. They're obviously different hotels, I know that, but to me, they're not the same. Kahala, you are so far from the activity. I mean, you're close to the golf course right out here, but you can't play on it unless you're a member of the country club or the resort, and the fees are quite high. But I just don't like the idea of being that isolated. It's like staying out at Turtle Bay. Turtle Bay is a beautiful hotel, but man, it's isolated, which, you know, if that's what you want, that's the place to go for sure. What do you guys think? All right, so we're coming up on the waterway and park that I was telling you about. That's really popular with locals. And then Kahala is right on the other side. We'll go over there. When the tide is way high in here. Usually when the tide is lower, there's kids down inside this waterway playing and catching fish, and you know, they're catching them in nets and catching them in their hands. It's kind of cool to watch, but it's up high right now. But that beach, that parkway here is usually full of people. Every bench is usually full. See that guy out there kite surfing? It's interesting to watch those guys. If you wanted to, we could go out there and watch them, but I want to get to Kahala real quick. Maybe when we come back or something, we can go there. But some of those guys, they use those kites. Let me make sure you guys see it. Some guys at Diamond Head, where we were looking on that lookout, they'll take those kites. See a kite up there? Right there? They'll take those kites and they'll have them flattened out without any wind in them, and then throw them up in the air while they're on the side of the road at Diamond Head, and the wind just picks it up and it sucks them right off the ground and carries them over that little ledge, and they go down to the water. It's pretty remarkable to see those guys do that. I wish they were doing that. They'll be doing that later this afternoon. I've got to believe they are, because when it's that windy, those kite surfer guys are out there pretty thick. All right, so this is the backside of, we should have went around the other side of this wall. Doggone it. We'll go around there when we go through Kahala. So this is the backside of Kahala Resort. You can only get in and get out through here. That's not a drive-through road. So if you're coming down this road, you're going to Kahala or the golf course right here. But they keep the grounds here very, very well in order. This is part of the hotel right here. I think, if I remember right, we've walked right straight across through there. You know what? We are going to do that. We're going to act as if.
Yeah, the only public right over there at that venue street got in the parking lot.
Walk right past that guest only sign. This will take us back on the back side of the Kahala, this little cove and private beach they have. We'll walk along here this way and go through the back entrance, back area of Kahala Resort, which I think is a little bit nicer area. And we'll come out the front, so you'll see what the front looks like, but this backside is beautiful. Yeah, look at that crazy maniac out there on that. I don't know if you could see him out there kite surfing. Yeah, act as if, man. You see this little cord rope right there? They have that for people riffraff like me to stay out. And this little stand right here is usually a guy that stops you from coming in this way. Didn't work today, ladies and gentlemen, did it? All right, so the wind picked up a little bit, obviously, so